Hello everyone, welcome to the Yellow Shirt podcast. My name is Ana Luisa and
I'm Andreea. Hello everyone. I'm from Romania and currently volunteering in the same project like Ana, but I'm in Spain. Glad to finally join as well the Yellow Shirts podcast.
Yeah, it's her first time with our podcast and we are gonna talk about women in sport in this case. So I don't know if we have different kind of players or women, so if you want to start, Andrea.
Yeah, well, I have chosen pretty much Romanian players. I want to promote a bit this aspect. And even if we have a rather limited amount of sports with traditions, there are some that are every time on top. So I think it's important to talk about these results, at least from my side. And the first one that I've chosen is gymnastics, which is for Romania, I don't know, like a national identity brand, we can say. And the first player, or the first athlete actually, would be Nadia Comaneci. And she's perhaps the most worldwide gymnast of all the times due to her Olympic record. She got the first perfect 10 in Montreal Olympic Games in '76. She was only 14 years old when she got it, and she got 7 of these grades and won 6 medals in that edition. I think she has been ever since like the idol of many young girls wanting to be gymnasts after. What about you, Anna?
Yeah, also like she's like country brown, like many people, like I just know before just this Nadia about Romania. I didn't know nothing about Romania, but I know her. And I want to be like you, and I choose, like, I'm from Venezuela, I choose different kind of women players, but I have 3 from Venezuela, and one of them is Deina Castellano. Is a football player. She is now 23 years old. Like, she's just starting her career, but she is one of the most important right now players in Venezuela. She right now play in Atletico of Madrid in Spain, and in a big team. But she was in 2 times for the World Cup and she win the Golden Boot because she have the record with 11 goals in that championship. And also she win a South American championships for 2 times. And she was nominated in the Best and Podcast Award, and was kind of very controversial because she was like nominated with Cristiano or Messi and compared with these important people, and she was just like that year was just 20 years old, and she didn't have a big career and was complicated because other football women players didn't see this like very important to be nominated to the best or podcast. But she's like so important, and she's all her career was in United States with a university, her college, but now she's in Spain playing. So tell me about your second.
Well, my second choice is Simona Halep. She's more like from nowadays. And I've admired her for a long time, and especially because she managed to get the Romanian tennis up high again. And seeing her from the photo booth last year at the demo match, it really strengthened my opinion on her, as she's a really modest woman, but with really strong ambitions. So besides the countless awards and competitions that she won, perhaps the most important ones were being number 1 VTA in 2017 and 19. She was on number 1 for 64 weeks, and that's quite a lot of time for one player. And also for winning Roland Garros in 2018 and Wimbledon in the next one. And she's definitely loved by fans all around the world. And I think she's a really great example of how you can succeed by working really hard.
I am agree with you, and also about the success. For me, one of the most important is Serena Williams. Is my second one, and it's because like I feel like she have like amazing career, and also she now is like she has her own company, and she is mom of one baby girl, and but also she have 39 Grand Slam titles. It's like how success with your normal life, kind of, and be a professional player and be like too amazing, you know. Like she participate in the Olympic Games and she have 4 medals, gold medals in the Olympic Games, and she always participate with she also participated in doubles with her sister Venus, and she have, and also she's 38 years old. Like, is not too young to still playing tennis, but she is still playing very well, and after all her career and after all had a baby, her company, be married, you know, like success even when you have, or even when you are trying to have a normal life and complete your career with your life. So for me it's the most important, like demonstrate like you can do whatever you want and also be a professional sport player.
For me, my third option would be Ana Maria Brânză, or Ana Maria Popescu, as she's known in the sport world. She has quite an interesting story. She basically started with tennis. She tried to play tennis, but she didn't quite like it, so her brother took her to a fencing practice, and she loved it. But as she's left-handed, she could only pick one type of weapon, which is the sword. But it turned out to be really perfect for her. She won titles like the best fencer in 3 years, besides obviously World and European Championships, both at individual and with the team. And one of the greatest success that she had with the Romanian female team was the last Olympic in Rio, when they won the gold.
Yeah, for me, my third one is other Venezuelan athlete. She's Yulimar Rojas, and she's Olympic medal. She have 2 times world champions in the indoor track, 3 times world champions on the long indoor track, 2 times world champions outdoor in the triple jump for specialty, and multiple time in Pan American, Bolivian, and South American medals. But I think like her most important record for now was jump mark, and the current record in South America and the world record indoor courts was the last year. And she's now, like, we don't know, but also the teams like Barcelona or Real Madrid, they have their athletics teams, and she's with Barcelona, all the Barcelona we know. And she's like still training, and for me it's important because this kind of sport is not the usual sport we practice in Venezuela. We don't have too many athletics like run or gymnastic or jump, triple jump or something, because are so complicated a sport for us in kind of situation, because we don't have like the space to do this work. So she became from a really, really poor family, and it's how her superate every moment in her life. And also like you can keep trying and you can keep working a lot and break records and win medals, and also like have an important career outside of your country and be success. When example like in Venezuela, in Latin America, it's complicated because just baseball have the support government or the private support, because it's the most important sport. And also like be a woman and also practice a different sport and no one support you is like very important. Like you are having success even when no one help you. And also when you don't have the money or the records to do by yourself, because we have other kind of players or other kind of sport women, like they have her own money to practice and to go out to the country and have her own, make your own opportunity by your own. But for her was like more difficult, because when you have a difficult situation economic situation in your family is not the same. So for me, it's like one of the most important right now.
Since we are at the athletics, let me tell you about Gabriela Sabo. She won Olympic medals in 3 editions, but perhaps the most important part that makes me proud is her setting down the Olympic record of the 5,000 meter race, as well as the 2,000 and 5,000 meter race of world records. And I would like to mention also shortly 4 more athletes that have rocked the world of athletics. Yolanda Balas, she had won every single title 10 years in a row for the high jump. Mihaela Melinte, she has the record of the longest hammer throw. Lia Manoliu, she has participated to 6 consecutive Olympic Games, starting with 1952 as a discus thrower. And the last one, Konstantina Dica, she is the eldest person to have ever won an Olympic marathon. And she was by that time 38 years old when she won the gold in Beijing in 2008.
Also, like, I have 2 more. One, I remember you with Nadia because it's Simone Biles. Is a American gymnastic girl. She is now 23 years old, and for me, like, she won a lot of medals. She have 5-time world champions, and he's who has achieved in 3 times consecutively, and it's like a record like even the men didn't do before. For me, it's so amazing that gymnastics, because you have to be too young to participate. You don't have to be, but it's a kind of career like you have to do when you are too young. So for me it's like complicated because you don't have the maturity to work or to be all the time working in this. It's so amazing like how a woman and how young woman can work a lot to get too many records and even find your own trick in the floor, you know. And my last one is Garbiñe Muguruza, maybe you know. Is so famous in Spain because she participated in her competition like from Spain, but she born in Venezuela. And it's a kind of a situation like I told you, like she have her own recruits to go out to Venezuela and practice and develop your activity in other country and be better. She also has 2 Grand Slam championship, one Roland Garros in 2006 and one Wimbledon in 2007. And when she get one time the Player of the Year, and she was in the number 1 in the world score. And it's amazing, she is still working a lot and she's still competition. So it's so interesting how you can be part and you have the same success even with different story and even with different situations. I don't know if you want to say something more.
Yeah, Cristina Niagu. She has been voted the best player 4 times in a row now as a handball player. Yeah, same like all the other female athletes that we've both presented, being humble and that working hard attitude that got them all where they are now, with or without more financial support from the rest. And I think that what's important, especially in the female athlete world, is that, okay, the money are less, perhaps, if you don't have from your family. But if you work hard, for sure they will notice you, and in the end you will end up doing great things.
At the end, what counts is your intention.
There are a lot of players that have influenced a lot the sport world, and there still are. The only thing that I'm quite sad about is that they are not given the same value as for the male players, especially in football. Like female football, it's not that known and it's not that well paid as the male one, and it's a pity because at the end the results are amazing in both genders.
Okay, so that was our top 5 for women in sport and top 5 of most important for us women in sport. And I don't know if you want to add something more.
Well, yeah, for the next week, we will have a guest. We will invite a volleyball player, Chabonoj. He will share with us his experience in volleyball.
So good. Let's wait for Sabi and see you next week. We keep talking.
See you guys!